Yeah, the center of circulation from Francine, less than 300 miles from the Louisiana coast. The forward speed is starting to increase. It's northeast at 10 miles an hour, and those winds now up to 75 miles an hour sustained. Here's the latest track from the National Hurricane Center, making landfall by tomorrow evening, and then as it moves inland over Mississippi and then farther north, eventually weakening as we make our way into this upcoming weekend, basically dissipating. High pressure anchored across the northeast will prevent any sort of remnant moisture from Francine from working up in our direction. So we're watching Francine, of course, very closely, but we're also watching what's happening out in the middle of the Atlantic, especially off the coast of Africa, that area of red, an upgrade from yesterday when we were in that medium category, now looking at a higher likelihood for formation over the next 5 to 7 days. Of course, we'll keep you updated here on Channel 3, the WFSB First Alert Weather app, also a great resource, things locally, but also with regard to the tropics. You can check in on everything that's happening. Here in Connecticut, of course, feeling like fall at times. It's going to certainly feel so tonight and looking like it. Jim Meehan sending this picture from East Canaan earlier today. We're a third of the way through the month of September. We're running cooler than normal and drier than normal. A deficit for the Hartford area at around 1 inch, and that number will continue to grow and will do so big time because we're not forecasting any additional rain over the next 7 days at least. Right now, 57, a calm wind in our capital city. Looking live from New Haven, great visibility, a clear sky overhead, 62. And from southeast Connecticut, from New London down to 59 degrees. So we have a clear sky, we have plenty of dry air in place, and the wind is going calm, allowing temperatures after sunset to drop pretty quickly, and the drop will continue. We're as cool as 53 right now in Salisbury, holding out to 60 at Windsor Lock, 62 New Haven, 64 the warm spot coming in from Bridgeport. But across the northeast, not a whole lot happening. That's thanks to high pressure that continues to build in from the west, and it's going to dominate for quite some time to come. So that's going to deflect any sort of wet weather, much less cloud cover from working up in our direction. So overnight tonight, mid and upper 40s across the hills of northwest and northeast Connecticut. Certainly we'll need that extra layer of jacket as you start your Wednesday. Temperatures on the shoreline bottom out between 50 and 55. And then tomorrow, looking for some scattered high clouds, but otherwise abundant sunshine. And by the afternoon, forecasting highs in the mid-70s across the hills of Litchfield County, in and around Hartford up to around 80 degrees. So a pretty impressive rebound from where we start the day. So you can certainly shed that layer, that jacket from the morning. And temperatures, for instance, around New Britain forecasting 79, 80 for Windsor as well as for Glastonbury across Tolland and Windham counties. So the quiet corner, mid and upper 70s there. Now along the shoreline tomorrow, a little bit cooler than today thanks to an onshore wind, but just farther inland, temperatures mid and upper 70s. 76 for Madison, also for Ansonia, 78 for Wallingford. As we head farther westward along the shoreline, 76 for Milford, 77 our forecast high for Newtown. So as high pressure remains in control but shifts offshore, on the backside of that, a developing southeasterly wind. So dew point values come up just a little bit Friday and into the upcoming weekend, but still very pleasant, which coincides nicely with a big warming trend as we head back into the mid 80s for Friday and Saturday. So comfortably warm, feeling like late summer if you're heading to the Big E Friday, to the Four-Town Fair, to the Berlin Fair. We're looking great. And Sunday as well, dry, bright, unseasonably warm, and that warmth sticks around through early next week. If you're heading to area beaches later this week or over the weekend, high temperatures there as well in the lower 80s.